Santa, it has been a hot minute. I haven't seen y'all in ages. I know I took a hot break. I've been going through some stuff. It's been quite a roller coaster, but nevertheless, I am back and I'm ready to serve it to you like it's never been served before, darling.
The boar, B&G better than the Moor. Never been the floor. Pretty kitty, manicured claws. Silly, never been a drawer. When the purr, Betty, when the pour. Cause a stir when she on the floor. Give it in the oar. Champagne always on the pour. Some happy, others can applaud. Bum bitches like you, but of course. Mermaid coming on the shore. Take the prince crown and a coin. Shut it down and the bitch is gone.
So, for those of y'all who don't know, I actually took about 2 breaks. The first one was, I think, about a month ago now. I went to foreign, and that's when Wetty Cocker took over for the hot minute. I went and I had some stuff to take care of, and it was quite an interesting saga. I went to the New York, and it was marvelous. And then this week was a Holy Week. It was Semana Santa, and so not Santa Claus, uneducated, ratchet. Semana Santa is the Spanish expression for Holy Week or Easter. And so I took those off. I needed some time for myself. I needed a hot minute to breathe, to rest, to relax, to respirate, to refresh myself, and to come back even more fabulous than ever. And so here I am. Now, a little bit of a story for you, which is what I've been wanting to talk to you about for a while. But when I came back, I had some stuff to deal with, and then last week everybody was begging for the hot 21 questions. Listen, 21 questions was a hit, girl. You'll see how many hot hits you get on of YouTube. Hello, I know you like this saucy answer because there were so many more hot questions that were asked. But I said, you know what, let me know to give it all to you in one hot sitting. And also we've had some follow-ups from organizations, from individuals who said, listen, we know that you want to get some more content out there, some interesting stuff, some educational stuff, and so we are willing and glad to help. So there is a lot more coming your way from Mizz Jinnay. A lot more coming your way from Mizz. That could be a hot soaker this year, you know. That could be the next road march. Anyway, so hot story for you this week, which is a bit of a throwback for me. It brings back some rough memories, but I've been wanting to share it with you for a while and things just came up. When I was in New York, a girlfriend of mine, she took me to the hot club and we were getting it on. We were going, you know, giving a little booty, a little twerk. By the way, twerking is for the club, not for videos on Facebook. Just saying. Keep it real, keep it classy, don't be a public hoe. Oh, right, and so we were getting it on in the club, giving a little twerk, a little bump, a little grind, and this Puerto Rican approached the Jinnay in a hot snapback, wife beater, gold chain, cap tooth, serving you a little butch thug realness, and so I just fainted a little bit inside. Now, isn't it strange? I always have man stories for you all. You would swear that by now I would be in a hot relationship, but I always have stories and I'm still single. It's okay though, it's alright. Anyway, so approached me in the hot club and we were doing a little thing, doing a little dance. Now I'm a very demure woman in the club, and so I wasn't really speaking much. I was just, you know, giving a little check, a little tease, a little hello. And so one thing led to another. We kept in touch, whatever. He took my number. We actually haven't spoken yet, huh? He just took my number. I just took his phone and tapped it in BlackBerry pen. BB, hello. So after the club was a Friday night. All weekend he was messaging me, just texting me, you know. We were just keeping in touch, conversation, normal thing. And then he was like, oh, you know, I should take you out sometime. I was like, oh, that'll be fun. Oh, you know, I should take you out sometime. I was like, okay, that'll be fun. And then he was like, oh, let me take you out tonight. And I was like, hold up, boo-boo. Yeah, that would be sweet, but no, boo-boo. I don't have time for this, boo-boo. I have to leave just now, boo-boo. And so it would just be a boo-boo if I go with you, boo-boo. And I don't know, he was so persistent until eventually I was like, you know what? Why not? Like, what is there for me to lose? I can only gain, you know, just an experience. It'll just be one night dinner, hot thing. So yours truly reached the dinner. Now I was looking good, I was looking real good. He was a bit late, so I was there waiting, and he walked in the door and he looked completely different to how he looked in the club. And I mean good different. In the club he was serving me a little butch realness, a little ghetto hood rat, you know, stomp on your face realness. And when he showed up for dinner, I don't know if he had just come from work or something, but he was in a suit with a nice tie, clean cut, no gold teeth, full pearly whites, shaved, everything on point. And I just freaked. We sat down for dinner and he said one word to me and I was like, oh yeah, my name's Mizz Jinnay, Andrew, and could you give me just 1 minute, please? Just go to the bathroom for like a hot second. I'll be right back, okay? Child, I don't know what to take over me, but a hot American accent just emerged as I opened my mouth with him for the first time. Because as I was telling you, we were only texting, and I had just saw him in the club. And so when I got, listen, this take me over by a hot surprise. When I sit down on the table and we engage in a conversation, I realized this was all that was coming out. And I was like, I do not know where this is coming from. But it is quite embarrassing. And like everything was like, oh my gosh, you're so funny. Oh my god, yeah, like when I lived in the Caribbean, that was so, you know, that was what we did. Like that was how we communicated with each other. And yeah, it's like so interesting, you know, growing up in Manhattan and then living in the Caribbean for a while and then coming back here to like visit and to like see people, and they're like so different. And I mean, you are so gorgeous. Thank you so much for asking me out on a date. I'm so sorry that it took me like so long to just be like, okay, you're hot, I'm hot, you know, let's go out for a date. I have really bad problems with expectations, and I just think that sometimes I just go over the board and like it gets to be too much for me, and sometimes I get so nervous and I'm like, oh my gosh, a date. I was not planning on a date and I just went on and on and on like a babbling mess. I was a hot mess, and at the end of the day I felt like we left and he did not know who I was, because listen, this hot American accent, this whole different persona take over. Jenny was left at the door, and whoever this bitch was showed up and she took over, but it was not me. It was not me. And so it really, it's been bothering me for a while. And you know, the best way to deal with something is to honestly just talk about it. And so I want to talk about insecurities. I want to talk about not necessarily the insecurities that we have on a context of Caribbean versus US or international, because that's a whole different topic, and I don't necessarily think it has anything to do with that. I think it has to do with the fact that I became intimidated. I saw this man and I saw all of my hopes and dreams, and I was like, oh my gosh, he probably has a really nice job in some big office, and oh my gosh, I could get my hot citizenship, life would be perfect. And beyond that, I just kind of felt like who I was not enough. I was like, Jinnay, as Jinnay knows, Jinnay is not enough for this man, and so I have to create something. I have to add something to Jinnay to make sure that I don't lose him. Whoever he is, whatever he is, I didn't even know who the man is, but I afraid losing him. There is, you know, and I think it comes back to insecurity. It comes back to sometimes we create for ourselves a feeling of inadequacy. we create for ourselves this sensibility of all these problems that I'm seeing with me are way too big to conquer, and so I need to create a different self so that I don't have to deal with those problems. I don't have to worry about those problems, and those problems don't get in the way. But in reality, if you create a different self for somebody else to fall in love with or fall in like with, then it's not healthy. And I think it's part of the human nature, it's part of the human journey, it's part of all of our journeys as just individuals, figuring out life, figuring out aspects of ourselves that we don't feel comfortable with and how to deal with that. And so I've come up with a 3-step plan. Acknowledge, embrace, and adjust. I have a problem with different aspects of myself, and so I have to take a hot minute, look at myself in the mirror and say, okay, what are the problems I'm having with myself? Acknowledge them. Alright, I feel my nose too big, you know, I feel this, I don't like this about me, I don't like this about me, I don't like this about me. Right, now write down a nice hot list. And then now I have to take the time to embrace these things. I have to take the time to really look at my belly, pinch it up, squeeze it up, fold it up all kind of how, look at it in the worst positions ever and say, this is me. This is where I am at right now. This is who I am right now, and this is where it all is right now. I have to take my big nose, spread out my big nose, and say, okay, nose. Look in the mirror and say, nose, I knows it all. You understand? And fully just hug that nose and say, this is nose. You understand? And that is part of the process, the embracing of it, the embracing so that you know, so that you can come and tell me, hey bitch, your nose big, and I would be like, I think that is an understatement. Because if you think you can tell me how big my nose is, darling, I know how big my nose is. You understand? So it's no longer it's less of an insecurity, because if somebody approaches you about this, like, oh, trust and believe, honey, trust and believe, I know. And then we assess how we can adjust it. There's some aspects of ourselves that we can't change. If you know you have a short temper, good, adjust. And you know it's an insecurity, you know, every time you meet somebody and you're like getting too close, whatever, and you get into an argument and you have to control yourself and it becomes a big deal, then yes, work on it. Note to yourself, this is an insecurity I have a really short temper or bad temper, and I have to fix that about myself. And then develop that step-by-step plan. You know, taking a one-step plan, taking today and saying, today I will do this to adjust my problem. Tomorrow I will do this. The day after I will do this, and it's one day at a time. One step at a time. But major part of it comes from just looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I love me. There's nobody else that can love me until I choose to love myself fully, wholly. And so today I choose to love me. Today I choose to hold myself with all of my insecurities, all of my lusciousness, all of my everything that could prevent and hamper me from living just a fully happy life with somebody else, or even just by yourself. I choose to look at those things, I choose to acknowledge them, I choose to embrace them, and then I will adjust them. So that is really all I came to you today. I know it's a hot short video. I am working on some big things coming up soon, but that is really what I wanted to share with you today. Is just take some time, absorb, love up on yourself, embrace yourself, have a kiki with yourself. I've been having solo kikis all week and they have been marvelous. Alright, so take this week, have a solo kiki, love up yourself, a hot bottle of wine. Notice I didn't say glass. Hello. And just let me know what you think about it. Let me know how these insecurities come about. If you want, share one of your insecurities. Sometimes it helps to just put it out there and say, I have Dumbo ears. So what? Right? So listen. Have a fabulous week. Have a marvelous week. Have a week where you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, I love me. And if any bitch comes across my path, tells me anything wrong about myself, I will say, darling, I know. And I love it about myself. So if you don't love it about me, then you can get out of my life. I love you all. It has been a marvelous journey so far. Keep on tuning in. I promise I will come to you more regularly. And keep it real, darling. Hello.